Hello. So that's the first thing I want to fix is fixing that stupid bong sound. See that? That's supposed to play just on player death. It's not supposed to play every time we do a thing. So that's important. I think, whoops. Yeah, there's a function break all doors. Hard break. Maybe door break soft. Let's just see. Maybe that's door break soft playing. In which case there's a conceptual misunderstanding. So let's change them both to hard. Yeah, it's indistinguishable. Let's make sure before I email the audio guy. We're just going to put the name on the screen if we're like, because you never know. I could be really confused and we're actually not even going through this code path right now. And so like, I can't hear the difference between those two sounds when you have the edit debug cycle in between, right? All right. No, we're not going through that code path at all. All right. All right. Or I didn't recompile correctly. There's, oh, it's in judge. So we're going to get a cowabunga, I think, now. Okay. Cowabunga. All right. So I'm not actually going to fix this right now. I'm going to send an email. We still have a problem where both door break hard and door break soft play death sounds. I don't currently know of any door break event and send that doesn't make a death sound, and this is pretty annoying in the end games when the doors turn on and off frequently. What I think really want is a mechanical, magical door shutting off sound, and that always plays. If it's due to a player death, play the death sound separately. Okay, I've sent that email to the sound guy. Um, so we will see what comes of that. You never knew how game that wasn't debugging. Why do people have to come on here and say things that really annoy me like that? That is not how games are debugged. Ban. Yeah, I should ban. Frostbite is a great engine. I mean, I've heard that Frostbite really sucks to program in. Although that information is some years old and maybe they tried to fix it, I don't know. Okay. So, given that we are not going to fix that right this second, um let's do this other thing that will help make these levels playable. If that line of code shouldn't happen, why do you even put it there? The answer is please don't bother me. Okay. Um right. Actually restart Prelude. Okay. Okay, if in an endgame level, search for I'm actually not sure if this is the right thing to do here, but we will try it. Okay. So actually, this is not a good level to test this on. What I really want is the level I was working on. What's it called? That one. Paint data's. Paint data's okay. So we're going to have a reset group. It's just going to have these characters. Star reset is existence group. Okay. So I'm going to go here. Ah. Oh. Exists by default. I'm going to skip a stone. Whoop. I'm going to skip a stone to the exit. And then we're going to hope that it resets here. And it did. Ta-da! Why are we getting errors? Unhandled existence group in Judge Proc for fix, exploit, simplify skipping. Aha! Well, okay. So that's good. Now the question is, how many levels do we need to do this in? Do we need to do this in all the levels? Okay. So what did we just do? Okay, so this is broken. That's broken. These are all broken. That's fine. That's fine. Um, that's broken. Okay, let's look at this one. Oops. Oh yeah, I got rid of one of the stones. Oh, that's not good. All right. So we go here. Oh. Go here. I'm going to pretend I did that, and I'm going to cheat, and we go there. Yeah, so that needs to reset also. Okay. Ding, ding, da dang, da dang. Star reset. Bam, ba damn. Let's just make sure the test runs. Oh, I didn't make it exist by default. My mistake. I have made my mistake. All right, so that's good. Is the undo system similar to Braid Rewind? It has some similarities, but there are important differences. It's a turn based thing, it is not a continuum over time thing for a few reasons. Although, if I were to have made this game today, I might have just done the braid thing and then layered some stuff on top of it. Um, okay, so yeah, we're gonna do that here. Ding dang. Star reset. All right. Oh boy. Um. Yeah, I think this one we need to put the guy in reset, but everything else is fine. I don't really want to show you these guy things very closely because these are like mega spoilers. But I also want to work on a video game where people can see how you do it, you know. You just click boxes. That's really how you work on a video game. You just click the boxes all the time. It's fine. It's fine. This one's broken. This one I don't remember the solution to. This one I just worked on today. I might change it a little bit, but it currently works. And so we're going to need to star reset these boppers. Ching, ching, ching. We're going to need to star reset these boppers. Definitely going to need to star reset these boppers. Oh my goodness. Although, yeah, what happens here? Oh, right. Let's put this guy here. That'll make us behave differently, I think. Yeah, that's a disaster. Although I'm going to leave this one off. This one's a little different. This one's a little different. Whoops. Yeah, we're gonna want some different behavior. So here I'll put reset holios on these. Okay. And that'll be good, but we'll do something different for the other stuff, and that different thing doesn't exist yet. What's this one? Wait, really? What the hell happened? What happened to my island down there? Why isn't that appearing? What? What? Okay, let's put these while we're here. Wait. Oh, this is the wrong level. I guess I saved this with messed up geometry. What? What happened? Okay, I got to check on my laptop because I worked on this like this morning. Let me see what this looks like. I'm hoping so. Sometimes we have a thing where files don't get into source control for some reason. I'm hoping it's that. I'm hoping I didn't actually totally butcher the level. Yeah, okay. So this is these markers all look correct. Oh, wait, no, there's some missing. There's some missing. 11038. Okay, so I'm going to go. You can't see this because it's on the other machine. I'm going into Subversion. I did have a weird thing where the file manager started crapping out. Maybe that's related. Data levels. N3 mirror 1. And we're going to look for unversioned items. Yes. Okay. I don't know why that happens. Replace unversioned items. All right, so now I can update here. Why is there N2 mirror 1? Is that a different? All right, that's. Hey. Okay. Great. Reset. Okay. Hate that noise. Okay. So we can manually reset that, but we don't want to have to do that. So that's going to be a separate thing, but you'll note that all the things we just flagged did reset properly. Okay, what's this one? N3 mirror 2. Did I end up wanting to keep this? Yeah, I did. All right. Oh, we already did that. Reset, 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 reset. Okay. Cool. N3 mirror 1. Promised 1. All right, so this level is going to get changed a bunch, but we will flag. Actually, we don't need those. Just these, same way. Reset. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Skipping to... This one's broken. This one I just redesigned. No, not that. Not like that. This one has only this character needs to be reset. All right, that's everything in here for now. So I'm in favor of taking the W on this. Then we can do the other thing. Did I put a no check in here? We're going to do this. Actually restart prelude. We'll have this cache group which behaves a little differently. Just a little differently. We're not actually using that yet, but we're going to make sure that compiles. It won't do anything because we're not using it yet. Oh, whoops. I meant or, not else if. Dude. My brain is not sufficiently braining. All right, take the W while you can. What do we say here? Add the reset group so that endgame levels can do part of the thing they want to do. There is more to go in this department. How's it going, everybody? How can you do this like that? What do you mean? What like that are you referring to? Is this what you are saying?
Not like that. Not like that.
Is that what you're saying? How is Shroud playing Battlefield 6? They have like there's a bunch of people playing it because they have like a closed beta going on or something, right? As a way of testing and balancing the game prior to release while simultaneously marketing it to streamers. Here's the thing, guys. If you launch your game, you probably have to pay a bunch of streamers to pay it. But if they get exclusive pre release access for content that other streamers don't have, then they may just stream your game for free. See how that works? What kind of tool do we provide? This time, because we were building a new engine from scratch, the audio guys we're working with wanted to use the WWise audio editor. So we are using that. It makes me sad that we're using it from a technical perspective, and we may have to remove it from the engine later and port the logic out. But for now, we are doing that. Is today dance day? Often it is, but I decided not to go today because I wanted to get a little more work done. And the place I go dancing today is kind of far, so it usually would take at least an hour and a half of driving round trip. And I was like, I could use that hour and a half a different way. Chaco was playing 40 and O with the tank today. Okay. Okay. Just wait till he gets good at the game, dude. Is there any game engine that's least bad? I think our engine's pretty good. What do I think about not having signed unsigned ints distinction in a programming language? Um, the problem is you need to be able to represent the number 255 in 1 byte without it being negative. How do you do that? If you only have signed. And if you only have unsigned, then you're telling me you have no negative numbers that aren't floating point? That sounds bad. So it's not that easy. There are design tweaks that you might make. Like instead of having them both be primitive types, you might have one of them be more like an operation or something. But I mean, those things very quickly turn into types because your language needs an intermediate representation of what's going on anyway. So are time rewinding mechanics games still possible after the patent fiasco? I don't know what patent fiasco you're talking about. I mean, patents in the US only go for 17 years, and I hate to say it, but Braid launched 17 years ago, which is a crazy thought. So, like, even if Braid had done something new and patented it, that patent would have expired by now. Did I see the clips of cheating in BF6? Yeah, they were obvious cheating. There's like not even a doubt. Ryan Fleury said something similar. He said only operations should be signed unsigned, not the types. I mean, Casey said that too. I'm not sure that's actually true. Because I think if you tried that, you would find it would be very unergonomic. However, you could say everything is signed by default, and if you want unsigned, that could be a modifier. Okay, that might be a workable approach, right? But specifying it for literally every operation, I don't think that is very nice in a higher level programming language. Wasn't there a patent for rewinding time by Nintendo, you think? If you don't even know, then how is there a fiasco? Have I played Animal Well? Yes, I know the secret of Animal Well. Oh, I think I remember now. Yeah, didn't Nintendo or somebody try to patent, like recently, like 4 years ago, some rewind stuff? I mean, I obviously don't care about that since my game came out way before that, but also, like, I mean, if anyone can point at Braid and Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, and Blinks the Time Sweeper as prior art in court, then such a patent is totally unenforceable anyway, and who cares? Right? They're doing that for Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. I mean, because legal stuff is insane, you might always end up in some case where there's something very, very narrow that they try to get somebody on, but in general, you can't patent rewind in like 2019 or whatever it was. Let's get out of town. Would it be possible to get the early source code? No. Sorry. There's plenty of other stuff you can learn from, though. Don't worry about it. Imagine if Prince of Persia had patented rewind. Yeah. Yeah, that would have sucked. Like, this is the thing about the games industry. Like, the games industry, when I got into it, was really cool in a lot of ways. Like, everybody was working really hard to solve really hard technical problems. And everybody was just really cool about it and sharing information publicly. Like, I've said this before, but like, in like 1996 or something, I think it was even, or 97, like Mike Abrash showed up and he's just like, let me tell you all the information about how we did our texture mapping in Quake, right? Like, it was just insane. It was completely nuts. It was completely nuts. Okay, so we want to do this cache thing. And to do the cache thing, clone existence. So let's look at who does this. Do reset group clone pro. Oh, you know what? We could probably just do that here. That would be the more, whoops, the more legit. Let's just see if that works. They patented player is standing on a moving platform. I mean, how did they get that patent? Is the question, right? And like, are we talking about just in the US or like or just in Japan? But the thing you have to realize about patents is um sometimes the way they work is individual claims could be obvious, but they're like supposedly patenting all of them put together or whatever, which is dumb. I don't think that should be allowed, but you know. Oh, why do we go back here? Because we had a skipping. All right. Um, okay, that didn't work. We're just going to do this for now. Let's make sure that works better in that specific case. Okay, that's still broken. So in Endgame, though, in our other Endgame code, we do this on characters and it works. I think. I don't want to spoil that for people, but. The pose. T pose. All right. So we just call this on status is equal to true anyway. Hmm. Okay. I kind of want to take a nap and then come back in game. I was a little under the weather this week, which is the other reason. Like, I wasn't like straight up sick, but sometimes you can sort of feel that you're like 10% sick, even though you don't have symptoms. So I was like, oh, I'll take it easy, kind of rest. Okay, well, I don't see us doing anything different there. I'm looking for like, what are we doing in this other case that would make it work? Hmm. I don't see anything. So here we supposedly reset the animation state on the character. We'll go back to this. All right. All right, well, the question is, why does the animation state of that entity get messed up? And I guess the answer is because we're replacing it. Um, I'm not sure if this function is idempotent. It probably isn't. I hope you guys know what that means. It doesn't mean it needs Viagra. Kind of the opposite. Okay, let's start on this level. Okay, so now it's working. Except for this. This is a separate bug that we have to fix. It's like that skipping event is causing problems. Okay. But that part of the problem is fixed. That's a separate bug. Like why is that map visible? I don't know. Okay. So, in levels such as this one, We want this to be group ID cached. Did we call it cache or I think it's cache with no D. Star cache. Okay. That brings it back up, which is better than nothing, but is not actually what we want. I don't know why I can't pick up that map. Separate issue. Okay, so all we have to do is record the position, and I'm gonna go take a nap. And then we're gonna game. Let me show you when we return from nap time, what are we gonna play? We have Drivers of the Apocalypse playtest. We have Endless Legend 2 demo. We have Destructure Among Debris. Don't suppose I tested GPT TTS next to 11 Labs. Not really. Like we don't care that much about voice quality anyway, so it doesn't matter a lot. What mattered to us is just like, look, is there an API that we can frickin' figure out and get going in a short amount of time and generate voice? And 11 Labs worked fine for that, and so that's what we did. We are not intending to use AI voice acting in the final game, at least not for English. You could imagine, I don't know if this is a good idea, but you could imagine that instead of having English with voice acting and then all these 15 other languages with just subtitles, you could imagine at least generating AI voice in the other languages and then giving people the option of whether they want that or not, as opposed to classical subtitles, right? Because it's infeasible, especially for an indie developer. It's infeasible to like run voice acting production for all these languages, right? Even for AAA, they don't do it that often. I mean, AAA will do it for like a couple languages now, right? But they won't do it for every language they support, certainly. And if they did, they couldn't manage the quality anyway. Because you need to cast good actors, you need to direct them competently and all that. And it's just hard at volume. So, yeah. Lost Odyssey on 360 had like 13 languages. It was on 4 discs. All right. That's probably something like a record then. If it's with an option, sure. Yeah, and I wouldn't even turn it on by default, I don't think. Because when there's a quality issue, you don't want that to be default. But you might, some people might want that. And the thing about subtitles is, I mean, it's worse when watching a movie, but like you can't watch the movie because you're reading all the text, right? Like people act like in film, like subtitles is like, oh, so higher class and hoity toity than dubbing. And like it is a little bit because at least you avoid the bad voice acting that you get in dubbing, but like you don't get to watch the movie if there's subtitles. And like people don't seem to understand that, you know? All right, everyone. I'm gonna nap. Try to finish getting rid of my sickness. And yeah, we'll game when we come back. All right. Thanks, everyone.